up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm telling you the 5 things the Lions must fix this offseason to become a playoff team or a playoff contender in 2020. Let's get into it. Guys, it's 2020 next year already. Dang, the year's flying by. Well, not the year, but time's flying by. No, that's an old. Okay, let's move on. Basically, in this video, I kind of want to start another series here. I think this would be a really cool one, though. This is like one of those where we can kind of almost rebuild the Lions by talking about it. So in this video, I'm trying to figure out what the main problems are. I think that's how you start a project, right? You have to figure out like a science experiment. Yes, I took a science class. I know what I'm talking about, kind of. Don't ask me what my grade was. We're gonna be talking. So you take the 5. Hold up, I'm really losing it now. Stop. I didn't pass English class. You can tell. Okay, so there was 5 problems. I came up with 5 problems the Lions must fix this season, right? So those things is where you start, right? You figure out what the problems are, then you figure out your solutions, and then we can dive a little bit deeper. So I have answers, but they're not super specific, maybe not like a certain player, but in other videos we can, kind of take that question, that problem, and then fill in players and make this like a cool little series. What do you guys think? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, and then you guys can come up with other video ideas off of this. But this one is the 5 things Lions must fix this offseason to be a playoff team in 2020. Let's get into it. So the first thing they must fix is to find veterans at the safety position or the linebacker position, well, or see what I did there, and or have the young guys that are staying there figure it out. Okay, if these guys can't figure out this offseason, well, that's not good for you, Matt Patricia, because you're going to have some problems. Why? Because as we know, the people that believe in Matt Patricia, which I'm not saying it's a bad thing too, they don't blame it on Matt Patricia. They blame it on the fact that these linebackers and safeties are inexperienced, which I understand. I completely get. They're young. Some of them are rookies. Some of them haven't played that often. The linebackers, a lot of people say they're just trash. So what you need to do is either have those young guys next season, which is really going to be hard to evaluate. Okay, let me just say that. You need those Will Harris guys, the Tracy Walkers, those guys, the Jelani Tavais, who I actually think could be really good next season. You need those guys to either step up, or you have to find veterans to replace some of them and have them kind of sit back another year, because if you can't do that, you're going to have the same problems next year, most likely, if that is the actual problem. I mean, think about it for a second. The safety position, we have Will Harris and Tracy Walker playing a huge role because he moved on from Quandre Diggs and other injuries. So the case is, Will Harris is probably going to have another huge role next season, and so will Tracy Walker. So if those guys aren't ready to go, you're going to have problems if that is the real problem. He's here next year, so he's here for a reason. So if that is the real problem, then having those guys back again, they must be ready to go. And if they're not, that's okay. But get some veterans. I would say get some veterans, even if they're on a 1-year deal, to help out through this season. And then maybe next year in the 3rd year, because the 3rd year jump, you take that leap. For Tracy Walker, it'd be a little bit more. You take that leap and you're ready to go. Okay, that would be the case for a guy like Will Harris. I'm good with that. If you want to add another veteran, do it. There's no problem with that. Tavon Wilson played pretty well in this defense. I'm not gonna lie. And Tavon Wilson, let's be honest with ourselves. Tavon Wilson isn't the best safety in the world. So if you get a veteran, maybe an older player, that's not, a guy you want to keep around for a while, but that could help out at that safety position. I need to move this. That could help out at safety position. That would be awesome. Okay, that's something that you could definitely look at. Linebackers. You got Jared Davis. You have Jelani Tavai. You have Christian Jones. You have Kennard, who's kind of a defensive lineman, if we're being honest. Jalen Reese-Maven. So not young guys, but not super old guys. So the thing is here for me, other than Jelani Tavai, which I think Jelani Tavai is actually going to be the best one next season. I really do. I think he's going to be our best linebacker next season, and it'll be his 2nd year as a player. Jelani Tavai has been really good. Other than Jelani Tavai, looking at the other linebackers, they're not necessarily rookies, so you can go get veterans to mix in there. That's never a bad thing. Maybe you just move on from those guys. Maybe you move on from Jared Davis. I don't know. I don't want to. So I'm saying you just need to find the guys that maybe just on that 1-year deal that can help you win out, because I'm not going to lie, this season is huge for Patricia. This is make or break. Whether you like him or not, this is make or break. He can't be terrible next season. We must be a playoff contender. If we're this next year, we are in trouble, y'all. Well, not him. I mean, I'm not in trouble. I'm cool. But he's in trouble. So they need to figure that out, okay? The next thing is find a backup quarterback. And I've talked about this in other videos, whether it's in-house or whether it's going to get a veteran. You got to figure out who that is. Personally, I like Jeff Driscoll if he's healthy. I really do. I like how Jeff Driscoll played when Stafford went down. Their offense wasn't terrible. It's gotten bad recently, but it wasn't bad at first. I mean, for the Cowboys, we played pretty well. It was just our defense couldn't stop anybody, so we couldn't win that game. overall, he hasn't been that bad. I like Jeff Driscoll, okay? David Blau, he's cool, but I wouldn't necessarily make him my solid backup, the guy I'm relying on. But you need to figure out who that is. If it's next season, a veteran that's 38, I said this before, a 38-year-old that just doesn't have it anymore, if it's that's cool. If that's for 1 year, go for it, okay? I'm done with that. I'm down with that because then at least if Stafford goes down, you know you can rely on this guy to maybe get you through the year. Now, is he going to be here in the future? No. But he can get you through the year, so that's a good thing, okay? And hopefully, if that's the case, that doesn't happen because really at that point, we're going to be in a lot of trouble because Stafford's been carrying this team. Water break? Yum. Okay. Well, that kind of hurt. I don't know why that hurt. Hold up. The number 3, the Lions must find their number 1 running back or a solid rotation. Okay, the Lions, I don't know who their number 1 running back's going to be next season. Does anybody know? I think, honestly, Bo Scarborough is probably your best guess at this point. And I like Bo. I think Bo's a really good player. I would keep him in this rotation for sure. He can be your starter. If you want Bo to be your starter, go for it. I have no problems with that at all. Young player out of Alabama, I like him. He's played really well this season. I wouldn't have any problems because he's proved to you he can play. But if he's not that guy, who is? You got to figure out who that is. Either that's going to get a star power like Jonathan Taylor, going to get a big free agent. Who's that big free agent they got out there? The dude from the Titans, I can't think of his name, with the crazy hair. You go get him, or you could, just stick with who you got in house and figure out that rotation. Maybe you could carry on as the backup. Maybe you just limit his rushing attempts. But you got to figure this out because injuries will happen at that running back position. You have guys that are injury prone. You pretty much can guarantee at some point next season, Kerryon Johnson will be injured again. So you need to make sure you have a good rotation there. And if that means moving on from Kerryon, then so be it. But you got to figure out what that running back position looks like. Next up, getting pressure on the quarterbacks without blitzing. Oh my goodness. This is what I thought we had this season. That's why I thought we were going to be good. But guess what? We didn't have that. We had no pressure, y'all. I'm sorry, I got to calm down. Then we had a lot of injuries, so I'll give them that. But next season, it's going to be very much similar. Because one thing is, and this can tie along with number 5, okay? Actually, this can tie along with number 4, because it is in number 4. I thought this was number 5. But you either need to figure out how to get pressure without blitzing, or you need to blitz. You got to do one of the two. Because if you give a quarterback all day, the wide receiver is going to get open. It just happens, okay? Cornerback can't cover that long. It doesn't matter how great he is, he can't. So you need to figure out one of the two. This season, kind of like last season, you can see Matt Patricia doesn't like the blitz. Statistics tell you didn't like the blitz. Okay, so either that's the fact that he doesn't think he has good blitzers, which I'm not going to lie, Jared Davis is good, but he misses a lot. Or is he just doesn't like to do it and he wants to rely on that pass rush, which this season just couldn't get there. So he needs to find his guys. Great. Find your guys this offseason. I'm telling you, spend the money, man. You all have to do it. Y'all spent some money last season. I'll give you credit that. You spent money on Trey Flowers. Awesome. Flowers delivered. Okay, but look elsewhere. Mike Daniels didn't deliver. But, now you move on from Mike Daniels. Okay, didn't work, good try, didn't work, he's injured, move on. Get someone else in here that's not injury prone, okay? Get someone like that. Austin Bryant will be here next season, hopefully. But you can't 100% rely on that because he has been injured before. Romeo Cora, if he's here again. I don't know, you got to figure it out. You have to spend your money on this defense line like crazy and make sure it's great. Go get a star power player. If Chase Young enters the draft, trade up to get Chase Young. Say, nope, he's our guy. Whatever it takes, we're getting Chase Young because I want him with Trey Flowers because I know Patricia knows what he wants to do. If Patricia's thinking, hey, I'm coming in this season, I know I don't want to blitz. We need to get some pressure on the D-line. Then go get Chase Young if he's in the draft. I don't care if he's 2 spots ahead of you and you have to give up your second round pick. I don't care. Do it. Or next year's first, do it. Because you know what, Matt Patricia? You got to win this season. I'm just saying you have to. This is make or break for you. So if it takes saying, you know what, let's go get Chase Young. We're getting him this year because we want to win. We have to win because we said we would. Okay, then do it. Go get Chase Young. I'm down with that. I like aggressiveness. I have no problem with that. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But guess what? A lot of things hasn't worked out. We've been trash for a while, okay? And we've already made some mistakes, so why not? Just keep adding on to them. No, but seriously. Or you need to add those linebackers that you think can blitz. If you don't think your linebackers can blitz, so you're not blitzing at all, then go get a linebacker that can blitz. Whether it's another Patriot, I don't know. Maybe you go with Kyle Van Noy. Do you want another Patriot? I don't know. We pretty much have the whole team. Or it's just going to get someone else. Maybe it's going to get a big rookie linebacker that can blitz. Something. You got to do one of the two, okay? Because you got to figure out a way to get pressure. Because if you give that much time, you could get dang Jalen Ramsey. We're going to have problems in the secondary. And finally, this is a shot in the dark. Replace Rick Wagner. Replace Taylor Decker if you want. He might get more in return for him. But find a way to replace Wagner if you want to. You don't have to. If you want to hold on for him for one more year because it's kind of hard to find a guy on short notice, okay, I get it. Because you're probably not going to draft one high, so you're probably not going to want one out of the draft to step in unless you get like a super lucky pick, like the 6th round. You're probably going to have to sign a new one. So I don't know necessarily this. We'll have to look deeper into that. I think the guard rotation is something that could be a little concerning, that left guard spot. But I think it wasn't bad during the season, okay? It'd be nice to add some depth on the O-line for sure. But Wagner, If y'all can find a way to replace him, do it. I'm just saying, if you can do it, do it. Spend the money this offseason. So that's it, man. Those are 5 things the Lions must fix this offseason to be a contender next season. We'll go deeper into this. Let me know what other video ideas could bounce off of this as like a series type of deal. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Brad, for watching. Let me know your thoughts on each one of these and what you think the Lions should fix. Thank you, Brad, for watching.